don't know. Welcome to another episode of the Rey and Nev Show.
Yeah. So
What's up,
what
man?
is this, episode 4?
Episode 4
Yeah.
of 2023.
I've been pretty consistent.
We have been pretty consistent.
Yeah,
We were supposed to do yesterday. What happened yesterday?
We don't talk about yesterday. We can't live in the past.
No, but I'm just saying, let's let the audience know why we couldn't do it yesterday.
What happened yesterday?
We actually were.
We were at a Patrick McDavid event.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes,
100%.
yes.
I know he was keynote speaker today. We weren't able to make that because we had meetings here. But every time you see him speak, man, isn't it amazing?
Definitely life-changing a little bit every time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What did you get from yesterday? What was your takeaway from yesterday?
My takeaway from yesterday, I'm not even going to lie to you. Yesterday was a little dry.
Yes. How rude are we, though? We have not even introduced our
Oh,
special
my
guest.
God. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. Look at you.
Jeez, I'm over here just going.
I'm interested in knowing all about the event yesterday.
Right?
Now we got to talk about that.
So
I'll let him do the introductions. I'll explain to you why.
Okay.
Neville is better at edifying and introducing people. I'm more about, hey, this was, that's it. So.
Okay, perfect. So let me actually gather myself a little bit. I'm like mesmerized by her beauty. So let me put this one together. So today we actually have a very special guest. Okay, not only is she in charge of recruiting at the Rosa Realty.
Director of recruiting.
Director of recruiting is the official title. I gotta make sure that's correct. That's correct. Not only is she that, she is also one of the most encouraging people that we have here today.
On this panel, absolutely. 100%.
No, overall today. Tiffany, she did the WWE.
Oh, yeah,
intro.
that was a pretty good intro. We'll talk about that.
It was nothing but support since she came in here. I'm loving
I'm
it.
a team player.
Exactly.
I see
So
that.
today we have Lisette. I don't know how to say your last name. I don't want to miss it.
Yeah,
It's
we
like
don't.
it's like a noodle.
Okay.
Okay.
Right? Think about it like a noodle, like
Okay.
tortellini, fusilli, who knows what other kind of noodles?
Fettuccine.
Fettuccine, ortolani.
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 See?
So Lisette
You
Ortolani.
gotta say the Italian hand motion.
Ortolani.
Ortolani, I
Like
see.
that.
Ortolani.
Yes. Is that like a new noodle? It might be a new
It's a
noodle.
new one.
Yeah.
It's a new one.
Yeah. Although I don't eat noodles, but
No?
that's
No
neither here nor
carbs?
there. No,
Why not?
because they're the enemy.
Carbs are the enemy.
Yeah.
Neville loves carbs.
I mean, there's some
seen
parts
all
that are
of
good, but
Like
that might
some
be a
beans?
topic for another day.
Like, have you ever ate a donut and not smiled?
Did you just say donut?
Donuts are amazing.
Donut.
No, the donuts do not exist in my
When was
world.
the last time you had a donut?
May 4th of 2016.
Probably if I had to give you a year, the best I can do is give you a year.
Okay.
I would say it was probably in 2009.
That's a long time.
Yeah, it's a long time ago.
That's a long time to
I had to
deprive
say
yourself.
Donuts.
Deprive myself?
That's
No.
Yeah, that's my favorite card.
Deprive myself of like the like official donut that sits on your belly when you wear it. Like, thank you. I'm good.
Luckily, I have a dress like that, so I'm good.
So
I
you're
mean,
good. We're good.
Yeah,
My shirts are generally not that tight, so
correct.
I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy
I'm
donuts.
good with the
Yeah,
donut.
so-
I'm good with the donut.
Actually, I had a donut the other day.
I know it was good.
It was amazing. It
I already
was like
told him don't give me any donuts for my birthday. What did I tell you I like?
she said, edible arrangements.
With dark chocolate.
Dark chocolate
Only.
only.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Yes, that's it.
So
But let me tell you about this donut. It was like a
we're not gonna.
It was like
first of
a
all,
maple syrup donut with
we're
like
not
a
gonna
strip
shout
of
out the company
bacon
because
on
we
it.
already
We're
know.
not going to shout out the company because customer service is horrible. But the donut was great.
Besides that.
Yeah, the
it
donut was
a great
amazing.
No, the donut was good. I mean,
I wish I could go back, but I just can't. I can't
Yeah,
support
but
that.
I'll tell you this: the donut maker's name was funny.
It was. So I got their business card because I had to ask them. I wanted to put in a special order.
Mhm.
And on the business card it said Donut Lord. That's the owner of the.
That is crazy.
Okay.
It's crazy to call yourself
Listen,
the
that's
donut
great
lord.
marketing. You'll
It is,
never
it is.
forget the donut lord.
No,
I
I would equate that to like the fat lord. But that's just me, guys. Like it's just me. It's how my brain works.
it's okay.
I've wired it that way. I personally
Well, the
wired
good-
my brain.
The good thing is
Not
Neville's
me.
got some great questions to, unwire
Figure
that
out.
brain. Yeah, unwire it from that.
Okay, very good. I'm ready for it.
Ready?
All right, let's go.
All right. So first question I ask everybody that's with us is why La Rosa?
Oh, that's such a good question, and it's so easy for me to answer.
Really?
But it's people. So I've known the Rosas for many years. Um, but I was sort of trapped in another state. And we won't get into why or how I was trapped. But let's just say I was trapped in another state. But we've always been connected on Facebook. So every time they had another success, or they, were starting, like Wine Down Wednesday, or they were starting another podcast, or all these different things, I was there sort of like watching, like as like a silent cheerleader on the outside.
Not to cut you off, the best podcast they had was during COVID.
Yeah.
When they would sit like that.
I can't say that. I followed it closely because I was on my own grind at that time. But definitely I've watched them over the years in awe of everything that they've accomplished, right? And the power couple.
Yeah.
Kind of, so that it's just very impressive, and it's so inspiring, and I love that they have a heart to uplift everyone. It's not like, hey, look at me. It's like, hey, this is what we're doing, and look at all these people that are being impacted by it. So to me, that was my experience before I got here.
It's funny, like when you say that, because look at how many lives they've impacted in regards just on the agent level, right?
Yeah.
Not to mention the people that are impacted by the foundations, the people that are impacted by the generosity. It's at that point, it's in the hundreds of thousands, right? Because everybody that La Rosa touches, whether it's through the La Rosas themselves or whether it's through one of us, it's always just that much more of an impact. You know what I mean? So it just continues to grow from that.
Absolutely.
Well, one saying that comes to mind as you say that is that every drop of water causes it to rise. And even just a pebble dropped into a pond causes ripples that go all the way to the edge. And so the point is that even if we think something is not big, or that's not gonna matter because it's too small, or it's just mean, like I can't have that big of an impact, it's just not true. Like that all these things affect so many other things. And I think when we can realize our own like power that each one of us has, and the impact that we can have as individuals, it's, you can live your life in a more meaningful, intentional way. But going back to answer your question, why I chose La Rosa. So initially I wasn't even looking for a position with La Rosa. I just knew Joe. I thought he was well connected. And I said, hey, I'm relocating back to Florida. Can you just connect me with some people? And, he gave me an opportunity, and he's like, hey, why would I pass you on to someone else? Which, good on you, Joe.
Yeah.
But anyways, so I, happily
he knows
accepted
talent when
the
he sees
position.
it.
Yeah. So I happily accepted the position, and I can tell you I've been an executive at the corporate level and a real estate agent since 2014.
Okay.
And so I have experience on both sides, corporate and as an agent. But working for other companies compared to working here, it's night and day. A lot of companies use they like to use, to me, it's like almost like a marketing campaign. We're a family, right? Like that's become, we're a family, come here, join our family. But I've worked for some of these companies, and I'm like, you are not my family. You know what I mean? Like you get there and you start seeing like and I'm not saying like families don't have craziness, because like that's true, that's real. But like I came here and it was so different.
A lot of time family is used by like, hey, I'm going to underpay you, but you're going to do a lot more work.
Yeah, totally.
We're a family.
Totally. We're a family, right?
That's what families do.
Exactly. But coming here and like, this is like sincerely what I mean. I came into the corporate office, met all of my colleagues, truly love my colleagues. Like I'm in a place where I am so happy.
Continue.
Okay.
Looks like we're getting a phone call.
Oh, okay. I'm in a place where I'm so happy, and I when life is so good and you're just like, just pinch me. Just like I pinch myself. Is this real? That's kind of how I feel, because our team is so dynamic and we each have different skills. But the beauty of it all is that no one is ever like, that's not my job. Not one person. Everyone is willing to roll their sleeves up and jump right in.
Isn't that funny that we say, because we say that here?
Last week, the biggest pet peeve I said it. Last week on the show, we said that like the biggest pet peeve is
that's not my job. Oh my God, it's annoying.
You say that.
But the other thing too is that we're all so different, and we all have a different point of view. And it's acceptable. Like, I remember, I'm going to tell you, like, true story. In my first couple of weeks here at La Rosa, I got invited to a meeting, right, by Alex Santos. He's our CTO.
Yep.
And
Shout
Shout
out to Alex.
out, Alex.
Love you.
We love Mike.
And I remember, I was like, I remember seeing the invite, and I thought, oh, maybe he meant Laverne, because my name starts with an L, and Laverne is with an L. Like, I thought maybe he just like clicked too fast or something. So the meeting was about to start, and I walk up to him, and I go, "Hi, Alex. I was just wondering, I wanted to make sure, like, did you mean to invite me to this meeting?" And he's like, "Yeah, I need your input." And I just thought to myself, like, okay. It was like, to me, I was looking at the title of the meeting. I don't know. I didn't see how I fit into his meeting, but somehow we got there. We all contributed, and it was that day that I was like, "Oh my God, this is amazing!" Like, the level of collaboration is unlike anything I've ever experienced, and this is true.
It's good. It's good.
Sincere, unlike anything I've ever experienced, and that has really driven me. And this is why I love Rosa, and this is why I chose it, and why I choose it every day. Yeah.
That's actually a great answer.
Yeah.
That might be one of the best answers we have.
Thank you.
Yes, that's awesome. It was deep. It's one of the deepest I'll say that right now.
I'm a deep person, you'll learn. Yeah.
So you want me to ask the next question?
Yeah, you have to go with the next
So
question.
I'm gonna go with the one that I always like is if I knew Lisette in high school.
Oh man, that's actually a deep question.
What would you be?
Oh my God.
Who were you in high school? Who did I know?
So I'm gonna answer this question based on the yearbook that I still own. That has, like, you know, the messages that everybody
Yeah.
writes in your yearbook, right? So
my yearbook got
not that long. I still have it. So not because my kids like open it up sometimes and they
look at it.
What was he talking about? This boy, you know, like you know, my girls are like all up in my business. So, but I was reading some of the messages, and I'll tell you, sometimes it's hard for me to remember who I was. But when I was reading these messages, this is what one person said.
I was going to say something, but I'm not going to say it.
So
you might as well say it at this point.
Yeah,
no. I was like, you know, were we that high?
Not me. Not I.
No. Think about it. It's like, I don't remember high school. What?
Well, I do remember high school. I actually have really fond memories of high school, and I'm still friends with all of my friends. I was a dancer.
You were a dancer.
Yeah. And so I'm still connected with the same people. Like, there's like 8 or 9 of us, and we're solid. We've been friends since middle school. So anyway, that's that. But going back to answer your question, I think if you spoke to anybody and asked them about me, they would say that I'm real, and that's what was written in the yearbook. You were the realest girl I know.
No.
I'm an old soul. I've always been that way. I was told that since I was a kid. Like, people would tell my mother that I was like an old woman trapped in a little girl's body. So for whatever it's worth.
Now the follow-up question to that is, what was that your daughter was looking at? That what did he mean? Which one was it?
Yeah. Well, it was a boy that was interested, and he put his phone number down. He's like, "Call me."
What? They did that in the yearbook?
But you called him.
Okay, that's a long story, but we're gonna say yes. I did call him eventually. I did, and we dated eventually, and then I gracefully bowed out of that one.
Got it. Okay.
That's how that one went.
Dang, hurt his heart.
Yeah.
Maybe, but
by any chance is that at this experience? I'm just
bro. That's not a story we
no.
can tell you.
So I always like to say, like, I like to leave him better than I found him.
Okay.
And I will tell you that I left that man. He was a boy, and but I left him better than I found him. Okay, that's
okay.
TMI. No. I mean, I left him better than I found him. I definitely, I think I made him a better
We understand, and I think our audience understands. I know your nephew may not understand it because
yes, I
but he loves it.
So my nephew is 6 and he watches this.
Yeah, he loves us. He always asks Neville when he's gonna have the next show. So yeah.
I love it. I want to be on the show with your nephew.
We should have. He doesn't talk.
Can I be on your show and interview him?
That would be when he gets a little older. When he gets
older,
he's very quiet.
He's super.
So we got to like saving honest things, and I am such a Mary Poppins person. Like, I will bring out his personality.
Well, I'll tell you a funny story about him. My sister thought he didn't talk until he was like 4 years old. Like, he didn't talk a lot, and my sister thought it was something wrong.
He's an introvert.
And she brought him to like a specialist and everything, and like 3 visits in, the specialist was like, "There's nothing wrong with him.
He's an introvert.
He doesn't talk to him like."
Yeah.
And she's like, "I'll talk to her."
Correct.
Yeah.
I never really like
And that's how
Sorry.
Benji is too. Benji's like that. Benji will not tell you know how it is.
Yeah.
You know, he'll talk to Neville, he'll talk to other people, but if he don't want to talk to you, he don't want to talk to you.
That's
He
what
just,
I'm
he
talking
don't-
to,
you know, if you're not interesting to him, he doesn't have anything to say to you.
Yeah.
The funny thing about this show is like I was bothering him one day, and he has like a he was on an iPad. And I was bothering him one day, and he was like, "Leave me alone, I'm busy." And I was like, "What are you doing?" And I look at the iPad, and he's watching this show, and I was like, "Oh, that's what you're doing."
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you
Like,
were saying Roblox.
No, he never asked me like up until that point. He never asked me to like put it on or nothing.
Oh,
So
that's
he
so
was like
cute.
found it and was just like, okay.
What's his name?
Landon.
Landing. Hi, I'm gonna interview you someday.
We got to interview him now while he's still young.
Yeah.
But we got to remember,
I wanna know
if
what he
we want him to
thinks.
talk, we always got to talk about what he's interested in.
Yeah.
So based on what he's interested in, he'll
Mm-hmm.
all right.
We'll
Awesome.
bring it
What's
up.
the next question?
The next question is, what advice would you actually give your younger self?
Oh my gosh. That is a loaded question. Okay. I would say,
We're
No.
honest. Here. Just saying.
yeah, because there's so many things that are sort of swirling through my mind. There's a lot of advice I would give my younger self, but one of the things is I would say know your worth. Because I think that all of us kind of go through a phase in our lives where we're just unsure of ourselves. It doesn't matter how talented you are, how beautiful you are, you always are not sure of yourself. And you know, me personally, I did not grow up with a father figure that was there to be like, you know, pushing me and telling me, giving me the confidence. So that's kind of like you need a mother and you need a father. You need both because what you both bring to the table is so different. So not having that figure in my life made me very insecure, and I've not made the best choices as a result of that in terms of like relationships because whether you think so or not, as parents, we're kind of creating the blueprint for our kids.
Yeah.
Yep.
And sometimes they go they fall right into line with what we did, and sometimes they go the exact opposite.
Yep.
And who knows which one is good or bad?
I'll tell you this in
Yeah.
regards to that, and just to touch on that, a lot of the kids, and you don't know which one's going to do it.
Mhm.
One will follow in the footsteps, and one will do the opposite. And
Yeah.
the reason for that, like I'll give you my example. My dad wasn't he loved to drink. Considered
Mhm.
I would say borderline alcoholic, and
I mentioned that. He was having a good time.
No. This thing, you right now. But back in the day, my dad was. I mean, back then they used to drink at work. I mean, nothing's changed.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about they would start with a beer in the morning,
Mm.
and they drink to the afternoon, and then they would have overtime. And I worked there one summer, and they would bring me up, juice, but because I was 14 at the time, but they would bring like packs of beer for everybody to stay for overtime.
Mhm.
Like that's how they would entice them to stay.
Ah, okay.
And but they were drinking all day. Like my dad was a foreman, right? He was a foreman of the company, and he was always walking around with a Budweiser in his hand. So, and then my mom smoked, right? And then unfortunately she passed away a few years ago from cancer. So, those two things guided me away from drinking and smoking. So I never smoked. And I'm a social drinker. I only drink on occasion when I'm out with my wife, or if we're out with a group. That's the only time to see me drinking. But other than that, you don't see me open up a 6-pack during the week. I just don't do that. So,
Mhm.
and that's what happens. Most of the kids will gravitate to either what we're doing because they're watching.
Yeah.
They're not just listening to what we're telling them. They're watching, right?
Yeah.
And they're either going to do what we do because they see that they like it and they like it, or they're going to be like, I don't want to do what mom.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so you got to think about that. Those things are important for our kids. So I'm very cautious and very conscious of the fact that what is my son, what is my daughter seeing?
Mhm.
Because I could tell them do this, do that, do that, but if I'm not setting the example, they're gonna go the opposite way,
100%.
and they're gonna gravitate to the things that they like, and they're not gonna gravitate to the things that and they're gonna get away from the things that they don't like. So we got to be conscious of that.
Yeah,
Absolutely. So yeah, that would be my advice to myself is just I would say you are who you say you are.
Mhm.
Every single day you are who you say you are. And so if you say I'm not good enough or I don't know what I'm doing, then that's what you're going to be. And so my inner dialogue has changed exponentially since my younger self. Like I've learned to have a control like a ninja. I'm a ninja in my head. You know what I'm saying? When those thoughts creep in of insecurity, of like, I'm not good enough, I'm like, whoa. What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah,
Like,
relax.
the inner dialogue is now so strong that it can correct that insecurity, whereas that wasn't the case before. So I try to instill that in my daughters now so that they don't have to deal with that. But I still see it in them. I still see them like, have those insecurities. So
yeah. And they're going to. I mean, and
are you a teenager without self-doubt? Like,
I don't know a teenager even growing up without self-doubt. So I one of the things that I want to talk about, and this will be the next question. So we did an episode a few episodes ago prior to the episode with Tiffany. Tiffany was on the show. Shout out Tiffany. And the episode was contracts, right? You being the recruiter for La Rosa, have you seen any contracts for other companies and things that they have that we don't have, or things that they or vice versa, things that we have that they don't have? Like, I'll give you a good example, and then I want to get your feedback on this. So we have an exit for our contract, which I haven't seen in a lot of these contracts that I'm seeing. I'm seeing contracts from all over the place. I don't want to mention any 3-letter names or anything like that, but I have seen contracts all over the place. And I'm being honest with you, these contracts are trash. There's no exit clause, and which leaves a very huge potential hole for people to actually or brokers, for lack of a better term, keep the commission, right? So ours, we have an exit clause. I know that you know that because you know our contract left and right. How do you feel about? Have you seen any contracts that stick out to you? Like, I can't believe they put this into the contract. Like, don't mention the company, obviously, but mention what you saw. That sticks out at you like a sore thumb.
This is tough because I never feel good about being negative about anyone, because I feel like this is a free market, and I love I believe in a capitalistic market.
Absolutely.
I believe in a free market, right? So I never want to be bashing any of our competitors, but at the end of the day,
it's not bashing.
All I care about is truth, right? It's not bashing because it's facts.
Right.
So
it's protecting the community.
I've seen something recently that is concerning for me, because I feel like it's dishonest, and it's that borderline, right? Like, it's right on the line of dishonesty. It's like, hey, by the way, your contract is changing. I'm going to send this to you on a day where you're probably not going to check this, and you're going to miss this. And if you miss it, it's going to automatically go into effect. And to me, that is unacceptable. It's unacceptable.
Yeah, because we saw that. We actually discussed it. That one we actually named names. So
I'm not gonna.
No, I don't want you to. I don't want you to.
But I'm just like, that's not honest.
But
that's not an honest.
But this is the crazy part. I agree. The crazy part about that is that I have talked to individuals from that company that are now here that didn't even know.
So true.
They didn't even know.
I interview them all day long, and it's the same thing. Some of them have no idea, because that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's just one more thing that sets us apart. One of the things about our company that I love, that because it's who I am, is it's very transparent. There's no secret, like, what's going to happen. The fees are very cut and dry. Like, you're not going to have a surprise when your commission check arrives, right? I've worked for companies where I'm like, wait, what? Can you show me the math on this? I'm a numbers girl. I'm like, listen, you're going to have to show me, because this does not look right. And at the end of the day, there were all these fees that were not spoken of until such time as the commission check is cut, which to me is just unethical. So it's one of the things that it makes it easy for me to do my job, because I feel like we're doing right by people. We're being honest. We're being upfront. This is what it is. This is what you can expect. And we also go out of our way to get feedback. Which I think is the biggest thing. Because no one can have all the answers.
That's huge for us. That's huge for us.
What do you need? What can I do better? And then you take action on that. Then you're always growing.
We give the agents like the voice.
Like
come to us when there's things that they don't like about the company, and we can discuss it. And if we make changes, we can.
We have dialogue.
Dialogue.
And it's crazy because that's how La Rosa has become La Rosa. Like, we've grown based on the fact that we get agent feedback, and they let us know. And if it's something that we feel like, we need to put that into place, Joe doesn't hesitate to put it into place right away. So that always gives the agent because everybody says the same bullshit, right? We're agent centric. No, you're not. No, you're fucking not. Listen, at the end of the day, if you were truly agent centric, why doesn't it show at the bottom line?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Why doesn't it show in the bottom line? Okay. I know multiple companies that say they're 100%, but yet because of the way their fee structure is, I've never seen somebody get 100% check. Yeah, it could be a couple $100 off, but it's still never 100%.
Right.
When you work at La Rosa, if you're in the premier plan, you're getting 100% of that check.
Yeah.
Yep.
And if you're on the ultimate plan, you're getting 90% of it, up to 10,000. And then on top of that, you get whatever comes to you in residual income that may be more than that 10%, than that 10,000 that you gave in. So you'll be making 110, 120, 130% of your money. And there's no hidden fees. There's no, you have to maneuver through like 5 different ways just to get the money. And I had a conversation with an agent just today, one agent that signed up that was at the meeting. You know, he signed up and I said, and this is my biggest fear. Like I said to him, I said, hey, so he was going to cut his deals and then he was just going to cut clean slate. Like got my deals done. I'm just going to move over.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, so he was supposed to come Tuesday. And he came today. And I said, hey, what happened Tuesday? He says, I still don't have my check. I'm like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Like, we cut weekly.
Yeah.
So if you do everything right, on Wednesday, you got your check. Even better, if you do your paperwork on time, you get paid at the table.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, which most people don't understand. That, man, a lot of people are still running traditional brokerages the traditional way. The life, you know, it's changed.
Yeah.
It's changed, and we've changed with the times, and we've done it not only on our contract. Our contract's so damn clear. When I read our contract compared to everyone else's, like you just said,
it's very simple.
we don't have any of this. It's all cut and dry. It's all black and white. It's all like, if I do this, this is going to happen. If I do this, this is what's going to happen. There is no, let me guess. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that really sucks. That
that's out there. That people even have to deal with that.
No, and we have to tell the audience, like, guys, if you're a real estate agent and you're trying to, like, let's say you just got your license, the first thing you want to do is you never want to sign up with the company right away. Even ourselves. Like I tell people, here, take the contract, read it. Let me know if you have any questions about it.
Yeah.
Right? Because I know.
Actually,
I know if you
when I
compare,
signed up, that's exactly what Carlos did.
Yeah.
He gave me the contract and was like, here, read it, come back if you have any questions.
Yeah.
And the reason we do that is because we're not afraid of them finding anything hidden in the contract. Because we don't have fight for it. Most people do.
Yep.
And you know, it's really hard for us to say, like, you don't want to talk about nobody. Like you said, you don't want to bash any company.
Yeah.
But I think you're not bashing them. You're just telling them
I'm
we're in a
speaking
we're in a capitalistic,
Yeah.
you know, society and a free market. Guess what? You have to compete, so you have to level up. You know. So I think once again, I keep saying this, but I think we're the best company in the industry because everything we do is honest.
I agree. You know, and so I'll say this before we move on to the next question, because I feel like we are the Chick-fil-A of real estate.
Chick-fil-A.
Oh,
That's real.
yeah, you're gonna have to
Okay.
unpack that.
Okay,
You gotta have to unpack that.
think about this. Like, Chick-fil-A is closed one whole day of the week, and
Correct.
it's still 6 days a week. You can go to almost any location at any time of the day, and you find a line wrapped around that building.
Yes.
And the question is why, right? Like, why? I mean, obviously the food is good, but at the end of the day, they take better care in the preparation of the food.
Yep.
Meaning they probably change their oil when they're supposed to, unlike other fast food chains, right? Like, they do all the things to make sure that they are delivering food with quality and integrity.
Oh, yeah,
And then you have
100%.
everybody who's like, it's my pleasure. And you're like, oh,
Yeah.
you're so nice. You know, like, no matter what your concern is, they've forgotten stuff every now and then because they're human.
They make mistakes, like
And
anybody else.
when I go back and I'm like, hey, you forgot this, they give me this, and then they give me like 5 coupons for free.
So
other
they
things.
go above and beyond, right?
Oh yeah,
Totally.
100%.
It's even to the point where it's like above and beyond customer service. I was in a drive-through at Chick-fil-A one time, and the car in front of me like curved their wheels on the curb, like scraped it. I heard it, like it was so bad you could hear it.
Mhm.
And the lady like looking at it, and the person was taking her order because they're outside.
Yeah.
Like, my man gets on the floor and is bringing at this and was like, "You're fine." I'm like, "What?"
Yeah.
Like, are you about to
Job
fix it? Like,
description, and yet he's showing care and concern. Yeah. So there's something very different about their model, and I want to say they pay their people better.
Yeah.
They take care of their people, which is
Well, they
probably
do.
the reason why they.
Yeah.
The
Well,
whole
they do.
experience
They
is
do
good.
community. They
So-
give a lot back to the community.
I think it's just one word:
Mhm.
culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it comes
integrity
out.
and culture
Yeah.
for sure.
I'll give you a fun fact. So I had a friend when I was in high school that worked for Chick-fil-A, and one of the the way the cooks work there,
Mhm.
so they actually have their chicken delivered every morning.
What?
Yeah, their
That's why
chicken
we
is
love it so
prepped
much.
every morning.
Did you know to be an owner operator with Chick-fil-A, you have to work there for X amount of years?
I did not know that.
Yes.
So I'm looking forward to our company going public because I do feel like it's kind of bringing everything back and bringing all of the things that made us great to begin with.
Yeah.
It's kind of like reinforcing those guidelines for everyone. These are like, if you want to live a good life, there are certain integral rules that you need to live by. And so we're kind of bringing everybody back and saying, hey, this is what we need to do to stay to keep the brand and not have it watered down or not diminish the brand.
Keeping the brand integrity, and it's really good because I was here. I started with the company when we were at 200 agents. I was agent 258. I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
And
258.
258.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna get a tattoo somewhere. I haven't gotten tattoos because I agent 258. And the reason
agent 258.
agent 258. That's right. You gotta watch it. I got a gun. No, I'm just kidding.
We all do, Ray.
I know
it's
that.
Florida
It's
is
We're in
legal.
Florida.
So.
We're looking at you weird if you don't.
You got people. You got people in different states looking at it like those three are crazy.
Right?
Yeah.
They carry guns. So
law-abiding, gun-wielding citizens.
yeah. So at the end of the day, like I've seen the company grow. I've seen all the things, all the steps, and I remember that time. I remember that time because it was cool. It was a good time. It was the camaraderie was crazy. I mean, the culture never changed because we're rooted in that. I mean, family passion growth is what we could anyone can get a tattooed on their body and anywhere in Florida, and they'll know, oh, he's got a tattoo on his body. That's a La Rosa agent.
Yeah.
So in regards to that, I'm glad that we're going back to that. I'm glad that we're going to be able to look at ourselves in about a year from now and be like, man, I'm glad we made this move. It's a move that we needed to make.
Yeah.
Us coming back together, going into a model where, we work as one like we used to in the past.
We moved together.
I mean, it was crazy. Like everybody, like this company truly, like, so I read a book. It's called Apple, right? Apple was running crazy until Tim Cook took over.
No, I didn't know that.
Apple. So it's so funny. Like think about it like this. Think about like a small time company. They got a bank account. They got this. They got that. Their spreadsheets are still on Excel. Like no programs, nothing. Literally, when Tim Cook came over to do supply, he's the one that looked at him and was like, "You guys are running this like a mom and pop shop," and he changed the whole game. And we're just one Tim Cook away from that. I'm just saying that because we have literally a bunch of Steve Jobs that work here. We have a bunch of visionaries.
Visionaries.
We get that one Tim Cook that will take us. It might be you. You don't know. It might be that Tim Cook for this company. So, but it's going to be somebody that once we gel together, which obviously we read the book, Barbarians to Bureaucrats, and you got the synergist, right? So that synergist is the person that me and Nev were having an argument, right? Instead of you go taking Neville's side or taking my side,
I'm like,
you're bringing us together. Exactly. So that's considered the synergist. And I think we're at the phase where we have synergists and we have the Tim Cooks of the world working for us that are going to catapult this company to the next level. And then at that point, it's going to be a level where people are going to be like, yo, beware them cats. Those guys are for real. They're the real deal.
Listen, so I'm ready to take it nationwide.
Absolutely. I can't wait. Matter of fact, I was talking to an agent of mine just today about maybe Massachusetts. So we're going to have to get with Joe on that because he knows a ton of people in Massachusetts. I mean, a lot of his referrals come from Massachusetts. So. And it's all agents that refer him. It's just family and friends that he has with him.
It's
Sammy.
Yeah, I love it.
So because of that, I mean, I don't know. Where do you see us going? Where do you see us 5 years from now?
5 years from now, I see us. We'll definitely be.
Give me an agent count.
We'll definitely be public by then.
100%.
Okay. My goal is, at least for this year, I haven't planned for 5 years of growth, but for this year, I want to double. Huh?
They need to give you the book.
The book. Okay, I'll take the book. I'm a reader, so I will take the book. I'll actually read it. Yeah, I'm absolutely a reader. I'm a nerd in disguise. Okay. Yeah. So
A nerdy dancer.
I know I'm full of surprises, aren't I?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I definitely, my goal for this year is to grow and double our agent count.
Okay,
Next
that's
year.
awesome.
I put forth a plan in place, and I think we can get there. I think it's very doable with what we have to offer. It would be one thing if like the product or service you have is shitty, right? Then it's like, how are we gonna do it? Then you have to get really clever. But at this point, we have something tremendous.
Yeah.
You know, when you're the Chick-fil-A of real estate,
kind of sells itself.
Yeah, and this is the thing. What I always say, I always say we're the best kept secret.
Yeah.
Yes,
because we don't talk about us enough, and that's why we did this show. I'm gonna be honest with you. This show used to be just us talking real estate, but then this year we took a turn and we said, you know what, we're going to talk about real estate, and we're going to talk about, and then we're going to include ourselves into it, like in the conversation, because we've been outside of the conversation way too long. We've been outside the conversation way too long, and now it's like, okay, we're the David, and there's a Goliath, and we just got to take him down.
But small and mighty.
100%.
You know what I mean?
I agree. I agree. So, next question.
The next question. I'm gonna be honest. I really wasn't prepared for a question after that, but
you weren't prepared for a question after that.
It's okay.
So I'm gonna just make one up really quick.
Okay.
As I use my words to build time, so I can think of one.
Yeah, think of one.
Question. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it back on you.
Got it. Okay. So
we could
I got one for you.
While you're thinking of a question, we could talk about how Tiffany entered our meeting today, because we did say we were going to talk about that.
Yes, we did.
Oh,
okay. So Tiffany was on our show last week.
Yes.
So if you want to watch that show, it was hilarious. We had a great time with Tiffany. Great Definitely.
You need to have her
watch
back.
us there.
There's no such thing as a bad time with Tiffany. I just want you guys to know that.
So this is true.
Check her out on Instagram, Tiffany Polite.
Yep.
What's your Instagram? Keep it polite.
Keep it polite.
That's it. That's it. Keep it polite.
So Tiffany was doing a presentation with us today and on our show, and in our office, and she comes in wearing a WWE championship belt.
Yeah.
And she comes out to rocking.
I played the rock. Yeah. Rock theme music. Yep.
Yeah, that was.
We cooked this whole thing up while our colleagues were presenting to the office. We're in the back, and there's like a WWE. Is it WWE?
Yeah.
Because I'm like in my head like WWF or WWF.
Yeah, WWE.
I don't know.
You're from the old school.
Okay, like back in the day. So it's hanging on the wall, and Tiffany's like. She's like, ooh, look at this. I'm going to wear this.
In
and I'm
Tiffany
like,
fashion.
ooh.
The fact that it fit her.
I was actually surprised by that when I seen it. I'm like, wow. Yeah. That's a kid-sized belt.
Yeah.
Oh, my girl, she keeps tight. But, anyways, so
like
I'm her hype
woman. The poker is in shape over there.
I'm her hype woman. So I was like,
okay,
you're going to wear it, and I'm going to pull up the music, and I'm going to play. And then I was trying to get her to do do you smell?
The rock is cooking?
And I wanted her to do the whole thing. She was like, okay, that's too far. I was like, okay. But we have a lot of fun together, and so this is again why I love my people, because we work hard and play hard in that order, but we try to inject like ourselves, like our personal selves, so that it's not just boring. Like you're just listening to my presentation. I want people to laugh. That's a secret that you probably don't know about. I love to make people laugh.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, I secretly want to be a comedian, but.
Do you think?
So if I ask you for a joke right now, would you be able to give me a joke?
No, I couldn't do that right now.
So you're saying
it just kind of happens.
So you're a comedian based on like at you guys
situational
when you're situational.
It's situational, and so
if you were on stage, you'd be the guy that be like, well, I was at the store one day, or would you be the you prepare the jokes?
Oh no! I would definitely prepare. I'm a prepared girl. Like I can like prepare in like a loose outline and then play with the outline. Do you know what I'm saying? And read the audience. I'm good at reading people and like gauging like are they with me? Do I need to like shift gears? So I'm good at that part.
Not to
but
brag,
I still have to have like an outline.
I'll tell you this. I'm not to brag, but I'm the comedian in the office.
I know you are.
I feel like I have a joke I want to tell. I have a joke I want to tell so bad, but I can't tell them.
No, you can't tell.
So like after this, I'll tell you the joke.
Okay.
And then you let us know.
But it was funny. So it was funny.
It's a hilarious joke.
So we went to brunch, right? We went to brunch, and this was the Wellborn, which is right downtown. It's right by the Dr. Phillips building. Bro, I had everybody in stitches.
Remember that? I'm trying to remember what story this is.
We're at the Wellborn when we went to the Wellborn. Me, you, Angelica, Vivi, Kenya. Victor.
The only story I remember from this, and shout out to Victor and Giselle, but the story about Victor's grandma.
That's and remember, I took that.
The funniest thing
I took that.
I know he doesn't like us talking about it, but I'm gonna mention it.
We got to.
His grandma, his grandma, which I'm sure is a saint. I'm 100% sure from the stories he told, she's a saint.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
She got a microwave. The microwave was hot when they just came out.
They were new. No one knew what to do.
Yeah, it was the hottest thing since sliced bread.
So I said, so this is the thing. So we were having a conversation, and I said, and we were talking about what we know how to cook.
Yeah.
So Victor says, I learned how to cook chicken in the microwave. And we said, what?
Who did that?
And we said, wait. And I was like, wait.
You know how to make rubber?
Wait, hold on. I said, what are you saying? You said you know how to like defrost chicken in the microwave? He's like, no, make chicken in the microwave.
And in my head,
my grandmother's
right?
I'm like, what? And we're thinking chicken breast.
Okay, I'm thinking.
And I'm talking like thigh, wings,
like
microwave.
a piece of chicken.
I'm like, for real?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah. What you know cook chicken in the microwave? And I'm like, no, I never cook chicken in the microwave.
I wouldn't want to.
Like, oh, it was hilarious.
It was a whole. He's talking about a whole
the
chicken.
Minute,
whole
like
chicken
a whole chicken
in the microwave.
The whole thing. It's so funny because like the whole table just looked at it and just started falling.
The thing about it is, it's like if you know Victor, he knows how to cook.
Yes.
Yeah. He cooks like in his
he's
always cooking.
Yeah.
So then when he brings this up, we're like, what the hell is he talking about? Like in the microwave.
Who would do that? Yeah.
I was worried. Like at that point, I was questioning, would I ever eat something Victor cooked? Because I have to ask him then at that point. He'd be like, so where'd you make this?
In the microwave?
No, he'll be like, I did it on the stove. I still be suspect. I'll be like, let me touch your microwave. Is that hot? Oh, that's hot. You lying to me.
Just imagine a whole chicken like just coming out the microwave.
I can't imagine it. I can't. All I can think about is rubber. I thought you were going to tell me he learned how to make rubber.
No, but it was crazy.
It was something they frequently ate.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Okay. Did he make it for you yet?
No, hell no.
We should do that as an experiment.
Cannot.
It's disrespectful.
Listen.
As an experiment?
Okay, stay with me for a second. He's a good cook, yeah. All right, he's got this channel. He cooks on the channel.
No, he does. He has his own. Like I don't know if he's still doing it, but he has this thing called Country Pork.
I feel like we should.
It was good.
Listen, I've seen Stranger Things on, and I don't mean the show Stranger Things. I mean, like I've seen Stranger recipes and things like methods of doing things on Instagram. So I feel like Victor, if you're watching, you should make this chicken for us. Are you gonna eat this? I'll eat it.
Bring it to the corporate office.
I will eat it.
So this is what we do. Okay, so Victor,
I'll eat it.
We're okay with you taking that to the corporate office.
Yeah.
We're okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine.
If it's crunchy pork, bring it to our man.
Right. It's worth at least trying. If he's a good cook, it's worth trying.
That's what I'm saying. Okay. So the hospital's right down the street. So
it is.
Okay.
You're good.
Oh,
so,
man.
As long as it's not bread.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Like, I can't, I mean, how many minutes do you put it in that it is perfectly cooked, but not rubbery? You get what I'm saying? You're intrigued. That's what it is. You're intrigued. Yeah, you know, curiosity killed the cat. I'm just saying. I believe in it too.
Curiosity also took the person down like the least common path. So I'm okay to try it.
Yeah, but the least common path sometimes not the best path.
For real.
You know what I'm saying? Like I can contradict everything you say right now.
Yeah, for real.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, at least once.
Nigga like Tesla had some great ideas and he was real curious and he died real early.
Yeah, he did.
This is true, but his
you know
ideas,
crazy, though?
His ideas lived on because here we are.
No, it's so funny because that you say that. I was watching a documentary on him, and you know a lot of it. Yeah, it is. A lot of his inventions are coming out now.
100%.
Yeah.
Now.
They were suppressed when he came out with it, right? Because
But this is the thing. I think we have to thank technology for a lot of things that are happening because even though we're seeing a lot of crazy stuff, technology is also bringing out stuff that we should have seen before, but because people couldn't put it out. But now you can put it out and people be like, is that true? Is it not true? Let me go ahead and investigate on it. And then you do your own research on it and you kind of find out like, man, why was he so pressed so long?
Yeah, so technology gave us the option.
Oh, we know. Well, we know now.
Yeah.
A lot of open technology gave us the option to form our own opinions.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, a lot of opinions are formed by the person who's the loudest on social media,
which sucks.
And everybody just rides with it. But the information is there for us to be free
Correct.
thinkers. It's up to us
Yeah.
to find it.
Well, and this
Some
is-
people are not free thinkers. Some people are more like they like to
Sheeple.
go with the flow. Yeah, sheeple.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
I like
it's-
that name. Yeah,
You like
It's
that?
comfortable.
Sheep, like sheep, but people, sheeple.
yeah, sheeple.
It's
I'll give you
comfortable
one.
to walk
So
in a
I'll
room and
give
black
you one.
people
So
have an
I don't know
idea
if you
and
ever
agree with
if you
them.
ever heard about this book. Me and Neville read it already. It's called Outwitting the Devil.
Can you? I'm a part of your book club because I feel like y'all just be reading books. Have you ever read Good to Great?
Yes.
I have not read it, but it is definitely in my audible.
Yeah, it's one of the audibles.
Or what about like
I read it.
Unfuck Yourself?
I read that.
Oh, my wife read that one.
It's good.
It's a
I
great
saw it on her
Yeah.
desk, and I'm like, "The fuck is that?"
I lost my
But I
internet.
never read it.
Hold on.
I never read it. So
Yeah. Anyway, about the book. Tell me about it.
so Outwitting the Devil was suppressed. It was a suppressed book. It was written by Napoleon Hill,
Mhm.
and the book was about him having an interview with the devil. But it was written so far ago that at that time the religious belief was so big that they were like, they're gonna crucify you if you read this, if you release this book. So it literally wasn't, the manuscript wasn't released till about in the 1900s, sometime like 1993, 1983, around that time, and it still didn't get published. It was just a manuscript. So the higher ups at some of the book, the publishers had their hands on it, and still no one wanted to publish the book because it was a great book. But then in 2011, there's a lady that she just kept insisting, and finally, the kids gave permission, and they released the book. And even in the foreword, they talked about how the wife was the one that suppressed them. It wasn't even the government or anything like that. It was his wife. It's like,
We can't do
babe,
this.
I don't want you to do this. This is crazy. You're gonna.
Scary.
It's sacrificial. Like you're gonna get killed. And but if you read the book, it's pretty cool. Like it's about him having an interview with the devil. Like you ever watched Interview with a Vampire?
No.
Oh,
I'm
why has nobody ever watched this movie?
Oh, that's
Okay,
such a
that's
great
a task.
movie.
I'm not a movie person. I only like I have a few personal favorites. But you have to be really impressive for me.
Do
to
you like
What kind
Leonardo
of movie?
DiCaprio?
I do like him.
Do you
What
like,
kind okay, so when you say
is it Brad
impressive,
Pitt?
let me a movie.
So my
It's Brad Pitt and
And Leonardo-
it's not Leonardo. It's Tom Cruise. It's Tom Cruise.
It's not Tom Cruise.
It is
bro.
Tom Cruise.
Is it?
How much you want to throw down? Go ahead and look it up.
It might be Tom Cruise.
It is Tom Cruise.
oh, you
So-
better anyways. My favorite all-time movie is Avatar.
Oh my
Really?
God, we hate that movie.
I
Me and my
love
wife
it.
hate
I
that
know,
movie.
I love it, and like it's my favorite ride at Disney World. Like when I go
It's
to
a good
Disney,
ride. It's a
I
good ride.
must start my entire day with that ride because I feel like it's the most magnificent thing they've done to date.
My views on Avatar are very controversial.
Okay,
So
I'd
I'm
love
not-
to hear
I'm
them.
not- I'm not.
But yeah, that's
I don't-
one
I
of
don't
my
want to hate
all-time
comments.
favorite
Yeah, we
movies.
don't
I'm
want to hate
very,
comments on
I
that.
like sci-fi. If I'm gonna watch movies, I like sci-fi. But
Do you like documentaries? Do you like happy movies? Do you like?
so my go-to is stand-up comedy, as you know already,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So who's
Uh,
your favorite comic?
Oh, there's so many. I don't have a favorite, but I have a lot. I'll get names some. Okay, so I really love I love Louis C.K. I love
Okay.
George Carlin. You
Okay.
know, rest in peace.
Yeah, George Carlin was a beast.
He did not give a shit
Yeah,
what
yeah, he
anybody
was.
thought.
Well,
he was like, I'm
he
gonna
was-
tell you how it
I
is,
think he
which
was
I
the
really
first
respect.
outspoken person about the government.
Mhm.
So
I don't know. Richard
Yeah.
Pryor was pretty open.
yeah,
He was
Richard
good too, yeah,
I love
yeah.
Richard.
Richard Pryor is amazing.
So
So, you know
I
your
love Dave
favorite name.
Chappelle. I love Dave Chappelle. I just wish he would stay away from politics more
I love him.
because he's so funny. And
I don't see Dave Chappelle's comedy anymore. It's more like comical monologues.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, but I
Have
feel like
you-
he's so
have you ever
political,
watched
and I think he's
Sebastian?
such a funny guy. I'm like, just stick to the funny.
Have you ever watched Sebastian Maniscalco?
Yes.
I love Sebastian.
Yeah.
I watched him here in Orlando. Me and Vivi went to watch.
I just went to a comedy show recently in Orlando for Nikki Glazer.
That's that girl,
She's very different.
blonde.
Yeah, beautiful girl.
Yeah,
Her comedy is like very raunchy.
Vivi watched her. Vivi loves her.
I love her.
Yeah, she's
I love
funny.
her.
She's
She-
the blonde girl, right? Like
Yeah.
she was in a movie recently. Like she just did
Was
a
she?
movie.
Okay.
I forget what movie it was. She just did a movie though.
Yeah.
But I know what you're talking about.
So my go-to
She's funny,
is stand-up
But
comedy.
she is wrong.
I like I mean there's so many that I really like, and I'm willing to give anybody new a chance because I'm always just secretly wishing I was a comedian. But
we gotta get her on the improv.
for real.
Oh,
Like, what's the name of that
You
place?
have to-
There's an open
Yeah.
mic place.
The Comedy Lab?
No,
Comedy
Comedy
Lab.
Lab has it, but it's something else.
I forget.
Downtown.
I love Joe
Joe
Rogan. I wish he wasn't married. I'll just say that.
Okay.
Joe Rogan, yeah. He's like, I love
Theo Vaughn. Is that his name?
who's Joe Rogan?
Theo Vaughn? Dang,
It's Mo Vaughn.
Theo? No. He was on the Joe Rogan show. He's a comedian. He's like real country, like from like New Orleans and stuff.
Joe is the kind of man I need to marry. Not specifically Joe, but like someone like him because he has an inquisitive mind like I do. Like I'm curious about everything, and I love to ask people that are experts in their own field. So many things I want to know about. I've read so many books about different topics, and I'm fascinated with so many things. So I love that he brings all these different people on. Yeah. So he's funny. He's really funny.
He's funny. He was on tour recently. He was on tour.
I mean, he started his career as a comedian.
Correct.
Yeah.
Then he did Fear Factor. He did UFC.
Yeah, and he's still.
And he's number one. Like he's the number one podcast.
He's a real dude, and I love that. And that's
And the thing is, he can kick your ass. So he'll ask you whatever.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if you saw the episode when he had the doctor on the show from CNN.
Yeah.
And he was like, why did you change my color on the screen, Doc? But he goes, yeah, but I don't do that. And he goes, but aren't you the doctor, the advisory doctor, or the doctor on the panel? Why wouldn't you just say something? You're like, that's not his real photo. You know?
My God.
So look, he can kick almost everybody's ass, but he did tell the story about Mike Tyson.
Yes.
When he interviewed Mike Tyson, he said that the first time he did it, there was a table. He had a table, and it was a small table.
And he said, "Yeah, table."
He was like, he would ask Mike Tyson questions, and he's like, then he's gonna jump over this table.
Yeah.
So he's like, the second time we got a bigger table.
Yeah.
Like if he jumps over, I
have time to run.
But I even like I dabbled in Brazilian jiu-jitsu for a little bit, but I have long nails, and I'm too scared of getting injured. And one time I was like rolling with a man like 2 times my size because I don't know, I'm probably 112 pounds.
Because they don't partner you up by weight. It's
it's like whoever. Which is probably good because
who's available to spar.
You need to be able to get yourself out of that situation. So I'm just scared of breaking a nail or getting an injury, and I don't know. Like maybe I need a special kind of coach.
I will tell you
this. But I'm also tough. So
I will say this: we are running out of time. So at this point, this was great.
We might have to do a part 2.
Yeah, we got to do a part 2.
Wow, I didn't even realize
we didn't even talk about recruiting that much.
Yeah, we did with yourself.
Wow. This is fun.
So thank you for coming. We appreciated having you on here. We have to do it again.
Yes.
So thank you so much, guys, for watching. If you want to hear anything about recruiting or La Rosa Realty, go down in the comment section. Look for Lisette. We're actually going to put in the comments her phone number and how can they reach you? By email?
It's really easy. If you want to learn more about La Rosa, go to joinlarosa.com. There's a schedule an appointment button there. You can schedule an appointment. It'll take you right to my calendar so that you can pick a time that works for you. And then I'll see you then.
All right. Awesome. Thank you for watching.
See you guys next week.